Microorganisms. There are countless living organisms on the earth. See this amoeba, paramecium, euglena, snail, elephant, pigeon, and worms. Can you categorize these organisms into two groups according to their size? Yes, snail, elephant, pigeon, and worms are multicellular organisms which can be seen with naked eyes. On the other hand, amoeba, paramecium, and euglena are unicellular organisms which cannot be seen with naked eyes. Organisms which cannot be seen with our eyes but can only be observed under a microscope are called microorganisms. Come, let us learn about microorganisms in detail. Occurrence of microorganisms. Microorganisms are present everywhere. They are present in air, water, soil, food, sewage, garbage, as well as in the bodies of plants and animals, including humans. Some microorganisms are solitary, that is, they live singly, such as amoeba and paramecium, whereas some live in colonies, like volvox. Some microorganisms, like fungi and bacteria, live on the remains of dead plants and animals. Observation and measurement of microorganisms. We know that microorganisms are present everywhere in our surroundings. Come, let us perform some activities to observe few of them. Activity 1. Take a slice of bread. Moisten it with water and keep it in a closed box for about 3 to 4 days. Observe this bread after 3 to 4 days using a magnifying lens. What do we observe? We observe that there is a filamentous growth of green and grey color on the moistened bread. Some black spots are also observed on this filamentous growth. Let us sketch this observation in the notebook. Come, let us perform another interesting activity. Activity 2. Collect some water from a puddle into a beaker. Add a drop of this water on a clean glass slide and place a cover slip on it. Remove the excess water using a blotting paper and observe this prepared slide under a compound microscope. What do we observe? We see number of tiny microbes of different shapes and sizes under the microscope. Come, let us sketch this observation in the notebook. Let us now perform one more activity to show that microorganisms are present everywhere. Activity 3. Take a drop of yogurt or buttermilk and observe under a compound microscope. What do we observe? We see rod-shaped microorganisms under the microscope. Come, let us draw our observation in the notebook. This is a chart in which different types of microorganisms are shown. Do you find any of the microorganisms that we have observed under the microscope in this chart? Yes, some of the microorganisms we observed are present in this chart. What do you infer from all these activities that we have performed? We infer that microorganisms are present everywhere and they vary in their shape and size. Do you know? We cannot see objects smaller than 100 micrometers in size with naked eyes. Therefore, we make glass slides of microorganisms and observe them under a microscope. Most of the microbes measure less than 100 micrometers. For example, the size of paramecium is about 100 micrometers, while the bacterium of typhoid measures only 1 to 3 micrometers. Poliovirus is very small in size and measures only 28 nanometers. If a magnification of 1000x proves to be insufficient, then electron microscope is used to observe the microorganisms. In each microorganism, the organelles carry out all the life processes within the single cell. After studying about the shape and size of some microorganism, may I ask you a question? Can the point of a needle accommodate microorganisms? What do you think? The point of a sharp needle is about 3 micrometers in size. We know that the size of a poliovirus is only 28 nanometers. Therefore, we can say that a point of needle can easily accommodate more than 100 polioviruses. After learning about the size of microorganisms, let us now study about the nature of microorganisms.